guess it's us again. It's still Poet the Poet, and now we come to G.A. Lee, who is a native New Jerseyan. Is that what they call them?
We've been calling ourselves that recently. I don't know about before or after, but...
All right, and she's published all over the place, but her favorite magazine apparently is Nomad's Choir, the Nomad's Choir Poetry Journal. We have no problem about admitting that, even though we do have medicinal purposes over here, which is also a very nice magazine, I might point out, and available by prescription. And let's see, and you do a lot of the Nomad's Choir poetry readings, and I'm sure you do a couple of other places too.
You're right.
Anything good in Jersey?
At the moment, Jersey is quiet. I really don't even want to talk about that whole scene because...
dish that dirt.
Oh, no. I've worked very closely with the October and a few other people. Mm-hmm. Most of the things that I have enjoyed in New Jersey, we have done. So, Word Up Poetry, mm-hmm. Writers International mm-hmm. is... at the moment, the most productive thing that we have going, and we look forward to inviting soon, we hope, Poet to Poet to our television station. Mm-hmm. But in the meantime, you really don't want to hear that. It's depressing.
Oh, it can't be as bad as
The people are good and wonderful. Mm-hmm. But there's, what do you call it? Capitalism that serves capitalism as opposed to capitalism that serves people?
Uh-huh.
I don't understand it. What can I tell you?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's because poets want to make money just like the rest of us.
Well, but that's the whole thing. We're being shut out. When I received my issue of Medicinal Purpose, one of the lines that I really liked on it was the fact that artists supported, or participants supported, and audience supported. I feel like we're giving people what they want, and people will pay for what they want, but we keep getting shut out, and we're all working on it. So what can I say? What can I say?
Well,
it's going to change.
Well, one thing
it's like the Orange Bear Russian poet. Russia. I mean, they know about poetry. When we get hit, we'll be all right.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to have to shut that part out because one thing I don't want to shut out is your poetry.
Okay.
So give them a poem.
I'll give them a poem, but okay. She Devil. She laughs too often. The joy of living manipulates her soul. She smiles, though somber persuasion better serves the moment. She talks incessantly, has been kind-hearted frequently to the wrong persons for the right reasons. She delights in wonder, contemplating ifs, maybes, whats, how comes, and why nots, rather than accept unacceptable facts and figures of the day. She dreams of the beyond, mentally visualizing structures of kingdoms yet to be, while others believe what they will. She talks, laughs, wonders, and dreams much too much. Yet, in spite these faults, her soul is satisfied because she believes.
And that makes her a she-devil?
Well, I had a choice, she-angel or she-devil, and the devil's in. But I would like a favor, please.
What did they say? The devil gets all the good lines? A favor?
Yes. Mm-hmm. This is a piece that appeared in Nomad's Choir.
Here we go again.
Guess who else was in that same issue and on the same page?
Joshua Meander?
No. No. Robert Dunn.
Who?
Robert Dunn.
Oh, him, yeah.
Solar Eclipse. And I like to read poetry, but I'm better when it's read, so I'm going to ask you to please read this.
Are you sure?
Please.
All right, well, if you insist.
I'm going to pass you this.
Oh, okay. Easier. I thought we might have waved a...
I like it.
I thought it would have been nice if we waved the Nomad's Choir around, but that's... it's all glued in, you see. Let's see. Well, we go from she-devil to a solar eclipse. Whereupon a great darkness kicked in, creeping over our office, our world, really. At the stroke of our morning coffee break, at the noon hour, beneath Sagittarius, snickering stars, we clustered around the corner lunch cart, Frankfurters fortunately being immune to the immutable, inscrutable laws of celestial mechanics. Must start a new pack over this. Our file clerk, causally convinced that this was the end of the world, started handing out his leaflets again, end of the world, nothing, the rest of us would settle for the end of the week. Thereupon our paper airplane production would have shamed the Boeing Corporation. Our janitor swept up the fleet, muttering, "It's just the moon shoving ahead of the line again. Some heavenly body's got no manners whatsoever."
Amen. I love it.
Oh,
Thank you.
I don't often hear that. Mostly people throw fruit and things and that sort of thing. But we still have to get yours in, so how about another poem?
Okay, this is one of my favorites. It's part of a larger poem that's dedicated to someone that is a poet who I admire very much. But the part that was printed is "To be woman." To be woman is to open yourself to the universe and discover firsthand you are all there is. To lie on your stomach that has not yet evolved and wait as all creation passes through your existence. To know the rivers that run through your veins is the life force for eternity's non-end. To know you are a part of everything and yet know you will never be whole, for you are the sum that gains form by giving of itself and exists to experience all, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the perfect. To be woman is to realize the nothingness from whence you came is greater than you are and is the sole source of being. To lie flat on your back as the nothingness molds, pulls, breaks, erupts, ebbs and tides, creating waterfalls, mountains, caves, ocean floors, pebbles and sand from the nothingness that is you, while you surrender yourself. Yearning or desiring not for anything, exhaling only a point of precisioned perfection. To be subliminal and eternal, knowing only the oneness of the great radiant all from whence you come. To be woman is to have evolution and blueprints laid as the womb of your emptiness becomes full with the core of nations. To have the comforting softness that is you changed to the hardness of diamonds and gold and minerals required to support the magnitude of existence. To know every fiber of being, yet know one day even your existence will be gone. You shall remain a long lost memory. For to be woman is to be outward reflection of God.
Hot stuff, isn't it, Rutha?
This was wonderful.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Now, G.A.,
Yes, sir.
what is it, or what was it like when you woke up that fateful morning and decided you were going to be a poet? Now, let's face it, the national pastime in New Jersey is the demolition derby on US 22.
It is?
Isn't it?
I don't know.
Or maybe it's miniature golf. It's hard to tell, but...
You better be careful about New Jersey remarks. You will have everybody breaking you. Be careful now.
Oh, we love Mel.
I don't know, because I'm a poet who is not happy being a poet. I've
What?
been writing for a long time, and as a child, being a poet is very difficult existence. You know that. I know you know that.
I've noticed, yes.
It's very hard. Don't ask me typical questions because I don't have typical answers.
Uh-huh. How about another poem, then?
Okay. Mirror, mirror.
Actually, that's a
image of life.
That's a typical poetic response, you know.
Deep, deep, deep within, have I passionate need to view the glorious souls of our peoples as foreground rather than spicy, colorful backdrop imagery bearing burdens of blame for a godless culture's shame. Need to experience truth expressed straight away in living words and deeds, not just as inscription upon paper or images projected by reel. Need now world enlightenments of the goodly and the godly and wisdoms of the learned to burst forth unrestrained. Have our urgent, resurgent need to behold our better selves reflected day to day, as leagues created to adore God and obey divine law as nations. Yearn I that Holy Spirit blanket earth as we rejoice in righteousness and overcome malady of bondage. Want to bear witness to joy of new rising suns as exalt we love of God, virtues of self-esteem, and respect one of another. Need to hear our own voices, teaching wisdom to youth, respecting elders, and singing songs of praise.
Words to live by. But GA, if you're not going to dish the dirt, I'm going to bounce back to Rutha for a moment and get one more little poem out of her.
I think that's a treat.
Thank you, Robert. This poem is called, I wrote this poem for a friend of mine. Mm-hmm. It's called A Celebration for SEK, and it goes like this. I'm waiting for the moon to rise between the marching lime trees, jocular in this half-dusk state of lonesome ecstasy. If mirth might comfort me, delay insanity, I will catch each ray, dive headlong into pools of deep uncertainty, keep my heart high, my belly up, and howl until the madman rescues me.
Mm-hmm. The madman will be along as soon as the show is over. Thank you, Rutha Rosen, for your goodies today. And GA, coming back to you for a second, do you have any quick advice for the aspiring poets aside from stay out of the business?
No, I wouldn't really tell them that. As most say, just all you have to do is do it. Put it down on paper.
Okay, how about that little one over there?
Okay.
Yeah.
The dish towels in my kitchen are napless, discolored, tired, and worn from overuse. The dish towels in my kitchen are not unlike the multitudes of people of the earth. The end.
Well, I'm going to have to go out and put my dish towels on exhibit someday. In response to that poem, G.A. Lee, I want to thank you for coming on Poet to Poetess. Rutha Rosen, and thanks to Vic and Andre, who did the cameo earlier, for letting us come in the Orange Bear and make our little appearance here. And here's a little quickie called The Better Life. Nobody has a better life than me. Well, maybe better isn't quite the right word. If you knew me better, you might suggest something. As a matter of fact, they'll probably write in and suggest something. Again, so we're wrapping it up, and this is Poet to Poet, and I'm Robert Dunn, and thanks for watching us, and we'll be along at our regularly scheduled time, and I hope you will be too. And it's okay to write us if you like. Bye.
Bye.